All our sports fans, welcome back to this or that Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most entertaining and riveting sports topics, discussions, and debates on the internet. Yes, people, but before we get into today's video, don't forget to like this one. Leave a comment under the video and subscribe to this or that Sports TV. Don't forget to share though. Share the video to at least 10 people. But get us 6 subscribers. Because if each and every one of you guys can get us 6 subscribers, do you know how many subscribers that would get us by the end of the day? Yes, please. It's Josh alone today. Joe Mars at the game. I'm not at the games, but I have to talk about it. So I'm here to do the post-game analysis of the first match of a JPL doubleheader today at the Stadium East. And we start Portmore United taking on Tivoli Gardens FC. You know, the game ended in a boring 0-0 draw, and this was a typical 0-0 game. When you hear 0-0, when you check your scores on your phone and you see a 0-0 game, you think that the game is boring. And this is exactly what we saw today. So I'm here to do an analysis of the game, and tell you guys all that happened for the persons that missed it. Now, before we do that, let's take a quick recap. Now, in the first half, we saw both teams coming out the blocks slowly. One team trying to play the ball over the top, another team trying to play through the heart of the midfield. And both teams, that the first half ended miserably for both teams. None of them really saw their plans being executed well. Now, both teams created chances from outside of the box, but failed to get close to either, opponent's goal. The best chance of the game, though, came in around the 35th minute, where we saw Portmore United winning a corner. Corner was whipped across, done from Tivoli, got a head onto the cross, poured it onto his own upright. The ball fell into the 6-yard box, and then the Portmore United players failed to get the ball into the back of the net, and the Tivoli Gardens players failed to get the ball out of the 6-yard box. Chaos happening right there, but that was the best chance of the game. And if I'm telling you that that's the best chance of the game, you can, really understand how boring this first half was. Tivoli Gardens tried to play through the heart, but their poor touches kept letting them down. And, Portmore United tried to play over the top, accessing that ball of Rudolph, but again, just not coming together. In the second half, though, I'm not sure what Philip Williams told his men, but I feel like they came out the better team in the second half, and Tivoli Gardens just refused to change the way they wanted to play football. Portmore United came out and really asserted themselves in the midfield and started to play some free-flowing football, started to create some more chances, and we saw that, really culminating in a 72nd minute chance from Shakwan Satchwell, the schoolboy from St. Andrew Technical High School who stood out in the Manning Cup this year. He got a chance in the 72nd minute, pulling out a brilliant save from Nathaniel Francis from Tivoli Gardens. In the 78th minute, we saw Penny Cook replying, that's the captain of Tivoli Gardens. He got a chance, and that chance was created from a free kick that Tivoli Gardens won on the right side of the field. That free kick was whipped in. Rudolph was in the middle of this game, by the way, so I will mention him a lot in this analysis. The ball was whipped in, landed into the chest of Rudolph comfortably, but the Tivoli Gardens players saw different. They appealed for a penalty, but referee quickly waved it off. Penny Cook latched onto the loose ball, and he couldn't quite steer the ball goalwards. That was, I feel, Tivoli Gardens' best chance. Now, again, in the 83rd minute, not shortly after that 78th minute chance, Tivoli Gardens creating another chance. We saw Morgan bursting down the wing and whipping in the most dangerous cross of the day. But Young from Portmore United, who defended well today, by the way, he was there to stop Jones of Tivoli from, latching onto that dangerous cross from Morgan. That, again, was a really good chance. A really good chance from Tivoli Gardens. Now, the best chance of the game came in the 93rd minute when Jail Fraser from Portmore United, the schoolboy from Jamaica College, latched onto a defensive mistake from the Tivoli Gardens defenders. A mix-up between their centre-backs led to a loose ball. Jail Fraser latched onto it, pulling out a brilliant save again from Nathaniel Fraser. He was a busy man in the second half because, as I said, Portmore United came out the better team. He made a brilliant save. The rebound, trickling out towards 2 Portmore United players, and they pounced on it. And yes, 2 Portmore United players pounced on that loose ball. Gawain Austin was one of the players, and Shakwan Satchel was the other player. Now, poor communication and awareness led to both players kicking the ball at the same time. Gawain Austin got more of his boot onto the ball. Abysmal miss. Awful miss. You'll never see one like that again. He would love that chance again, and he skied the ball. he was tackled by Shaqan Satchel because they didn't communicate, because Shaqan Satchel couldn't see that Austin was coming from behind him, and Austin didn't communicate that he, was in the better position to kick ball into goal. And all in all, this game ended, as I said, in a boring little draw. And I'm sure, that Terry Johnson is not happy with what he saw from his team. And Philip Williams would love to get a lot of those chances again. And, he would definitely, pick his men to finish those chances. Now, let's break down each team's performance and see what we saw from, each of them. In Tivoli Gardens, again, what they tried to do was play through the midfield. In the first half, they were getting a lot of joy because Portmore United, sat off of them and gave them that midfield. Yeah, and they were putting together some touches. They struggled, however, to get 5 to 7 touches, and passes together. The moment the ball, approached the attacking third, or the defensive third of Portmore United, it started to break down. They couldn't quite break those lines because of outstanding defending from Myers and Austin. The whole defense from the Portmore United side of things. But Tivoli Gardens refused to change the way they wanted to play football. In the first half, they got some joy. And when they came out in the second half and realized that Portmore United really stepped up the tempo and really changed the way they wanted to play in the game, Tivoli Gardens refused to change. And that's when their chances dried up. They didn't get much chances in the second half because they kept trying to force that ball to the midfield. And the moment the robust midfield of Portmore United came alive, they struggled to do that and struggled to play any sort of football that they wanted to play today. Now, from the Portmore United side of things, we knew what we were getting from Portmore coming into this game. They were the best defensive team in the league. They are the best defensive team in the league coming into this game. Only conceded 3 goals and being unbeaten in 8 games in the first 8 games of a 26-game regular season. Now, that is just impressive. I would need to take a moment to congratulate Philip Williams, who is one of the best coaches in the JPL. We saw him stand out in the Manning Cup this year, and he's taken that form over, into the JPL. Now, they were resolute in this game, conceded very little chances. Rudolph Austin, I have to mention him again. What he did, we know him as a midfielder, in his prime. But he's playing as a defender for Portmore United and not looking out of place at all. Obviously he's lacking for pace. But at the same time, in his experience, his know-how allows him to be in the right position all the time. And we see, Portmore United taking advantage of that, playing a low line, but at the same time, not giving up too much position to the opponent and allowing them to break their lines. Also, the way Portmore wanted to play football in the first half was to bypass their midfield. What they wanted to do was to access that, that deadly diagonal ball from Rudolph Austin, trying to play that ball out to the wings and get their pace attackers in behind the Tivoli Gardens defense. But it wasn't working in the first half. And the tactical man that Philip Williams is, he definitely said something to them at halftime and changed it all around. We saw them come out, and what they did was take one step up the pitch. Yes, I said they were playing a low line, but I realized that they took one step up the pitch and asserted themselves in that midfield. Really kept a hold of that ball and limited their long balls. And the moment they started to make a few more passes than they were in the first half, some chances started to create. And I have to give a big shout out to Philip Williams. That tactical change, it's just unfortunate that his team couldn't turn the ball into the goal in the 93rd minute, when that mix-up happened. But that was what we saw from Portmore United. First, a long ball game that wasn't working. But second, a more commanding and dominant all-round performance from them, passing the ball on the ground and creating chances. A bit of free-flowing football in the second half. Now, let's talk about some players, before we run out our analysis of the games. We have to, mention some players. And the first player I want to mention from a Tivoli Gardens standpoint is Pennycook. He's their captain. He's their defender. He's the man that leads them from the back. And he's been doing well this season. He did well in this game. Unfortunately, Tivoli Gardens just slipping down the table because they can't quite score those goals, and get that winning on those 3 points on the board. But Pennycook, what we saw from him today was an assured performance. What we saw was a defender with pace, using his pace to his advantage. What he did a lot of times, yes, he was out of position, but he used that pace to recover. And whenever his wing back, on that side, I think it's the left side, was out of position, and Portmore, they were trying to get in behind, so they played the ball over the top. He was always there to clean up. So going forward, he didn't offer them much because at the end of the day, he is a centre-back. He won the man of the match today. I must say he was my man of the match. The man of the match came down to 2 players, Rudolph Austin and Pennycook, but I gave him the edge, because they were under more pressure and he, withstood all that pressure. So big shout out to Pennycook, the captain of Tivoli Gardens FC. Another player I want to mention from Tivoli Gardens, Janelle Ray. No, he was a nuisance. It's easy for this player to go under the radar, because he wasn't popping up with the deadly pass or he wasn't popping up with that brilliant shot on goal. But what he did today, from a toothless Tivoli Garden standpoint, is to be a nuisance to Portmore United. He was in all departments of the pitch. He was tracking back, he was going forward, he was dribbling and taking on defenders, he was pulling fouls. And I think the best chance that Tivoli Gardens got came from something that he did. So I must give a big shout out to Janelle Ray. The player from the Portmore United standpoint that I want to mention, though, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned his name probably 4 or 5 times in this analysis already. But Rudolph Austin, man, 37 years old, coming to the JPL and standing up, being one of the best defenders so far, in the 8 games that we've seen. What he did again. He's not known for his pace. Definitely not at this point at 37 years old. But his smarts, his experience, his positional play is so good. And today we saw a motor from him. Because I can remember one point they won a free kick or a corner, and he went up. He was on the edge of the box and he got a shot. The shot was blocked. Tivoli Gardens got a counter attack. And Rudolph Austin was the man in the center circle, winning back the ball for Portmore United. So I must say, we saw a motor from him today. All around an outstanding performance, leading his team. He's not the captain of the team, but he's definitely the leader. He commands respect from his team because he's played at the highest level. He's representing Jamaica. He's captain Jamaica. So I can just imagine the respect that the opposing players and his teammates has for him, and we can see it on show today. I have to mention on the Portmore standpoint again, Philip Williams, a tactical man, a man that knows his football, a man that knows how to change on the fly, a man that I can see teaching a lot of systems to footballers and being able to change those systems in the game. We saw 2 different games from him today, and I must say kudos to Philip Williams, one of the best coaches in the JPL this year. Yes, people, if there's any player that I left out, if there's anything that I left and forgot to mention, please mention it in the comment section or the live chat. And yeah, this is the first game of our JPL doubleheader at the Stadium East. Today we saw Tivoli Gardens taking on Portmore United, ending in a boring, I'd say boring 0-0 draw. People, they're a better game. And I think the second game that Joe Mar is doing the post-game analysis for will be a better one. People, stay tuned to this or that Sports TV. And if you like this video, please like the video. Leave a comment under this one and subscribe to this or that Sports TV. Don't forget to share the video though to 10 people. But make sure to get to 6 subscribers. Something wrong yourself. Make sure to get to 6 subscribers. Because if each and every one of you guys can get to 6 subscribers, do you know how many subscribers that would get us by the end of the day? There we go. For now, people, this was this or that Sports TV. Another post-game analysis. People are starting our JPL coverage. Not going to do too much chat. It's got the video kind of run along. But yeah, this or that Sports TV. Rush here. I'm out.